Hello everybody, this is Gzilla 2010 again, coming at you with another toy review. Today we're going to be looking at the Ultraman 500 series, Ultraman, the 1966 original Ultraman. Alright, so let's get started as usual with detail. As Ultraman is a very streamlined character, there isn't really too much going on in the wake of detail, but this is a Japanese Bandai figure, so they do good as usual with all the kinds of etchings and etc. that make Ultraman Ultraman. So detail is fine for what it is. I'm giving it a pass on that. Paint, again, Ultraman is what he is, especially the 1966 original. It's fairly simple, it's straightforward, and it's definitely Ultraman. Here we have his yellow eyes. There's teeny tiny black bits underneath of those, and then he's got the blue button and of course the red throughout his body in silver. Painted very nicely. There's no splashes or anything like that, so very well done by Bandai as per usual. Articulation, he has got 1, 2, and 3 at the waist. So 3 points, that's not bad for a Bandai figure, especially a vinyl figure of this make, so. And he is definitely humanoid, so there's no tail or anything like that to pose. You can't pose the head, which is a little disappointing, but I'm not going to complain that much. So after we got the simplicities out of the way, let's get to scale. Now I've got a few Ultraman characters to scale them up to, and they're from the same Ultraman 500 series. So let's check out it's not Bolton, Gamora first. So here we have Gamora, one of classic Ultraman's enemies. This is... I'm not exactly sure, actually, how this would scale. I kind of forget. It's been a long time since I've seen the episode, because I've only seen the original Ultraman series. So I can't precisely remember if this is correct or not, but it looks good, as in, like, Gamora is shorter than Ultraman, but he's a lot bigger and he seems more powerful, so you could, like, and stuff like that, right? So that's that. Next, let's check out Alien Bolton. Now, Bolton is obviously taller than Ultraman here. He is definitely more imposing than he is. He looks quite ridiculous, but all the same. This is a pretty good scaling also. From what I remember, these two are both in the air the entire episode, of at least the original Bolton episode, so flying around like that. So I would say this is a good scaling also. And lastly, for Ultraman characters, we have Zeton, as we see here. Now, Zeton's the most... Now, as I was saying, Zeton is the most powerful Ultra Kaiju, or alien, in the original Ultraman series, and he still is a bit shorter than Ultraman, like Gamora was. Not as short, but a bit shorter. His antennas make him actually a bit taller, but face-to-face, he's a bit shorter. But nonetheless, this is also a good scaling from what I can remember from the television show. So yes, Ultraman versus Zeton, very good. And lastly, let's compare him to a couple other show kaiju just for fun. Of course, let's pull out the classic Bandai Japan 1968 Godzilla. Now, I'm not exactly sure how this scaling would work out. So the Showa Godzilla was about 50 meters tall. I can't remember what scale the Ultraman is. But Ultraman does seem a bit dwarfed in comparison, especially if you can pull out an Ultra Kaiju. Godzilla is just bigger than all of them, but I guess it's because Godzilla is the king of the monsters and all, so this would work okay, I suppose. Let's pull him off instead of Ultraman. And lastly, let's try out the Showa Gamera, same Bandai Japan 1960... I can't even remember when it came out. 65 Gamera. Just the Showa Gamera. We'll leave it at that. So, again, this is sort of the same deal with Godzilla. Gamera is much bigger, but at the same time, he is a... I suppose this is more in scale with this Godzilla, so regardless, I think it's a decent scaling anyway. Okay, next let's check out Ultraman's Tag. Let me just set him aside here for now. Hopefully he can stand up. There he goes. So here's Ultraman's Tag. It's pretty simple, especially because it's the 500 series. This is probably, I think this is the most recent Ultraman series, Spark Doll series. So yeah, Ultraman, Ultra Hero, 500-01 Ultraman New. This is in English. I can't read Japanese. So, yeah, definitely very simple. We've got shot of Ultraman here, number 1. This is the first in the line. Bandai, Ultraman 500, I assume that means. And then we have a shot of him from the movie. And then it came with this other card, which I don't know what any of this is. So, that's about it for the tag. Very simple. No card deal here, I guess. No open-close, like, bendy card thing, but it's still not bad. You know, you get a tag with it. That's exactly what you'd expect from a smaller Spark Doll figure. So, in terms of rarity, this Ultraman figure in particular is very common right now. I got mine for about $5. In fact, I got all of my... Whoa. I've got all my 500 series Ultraman figures for about $5. So, these guys... on Amazon, of course. So, these are relatively cheap and very easy to come. And yeah, you shouldn't have any problem purchasing these figures for your collection. So, I guess that's going to be the review. This is going to be a pretty short one today. So, yeah, this is definitely a great Ultraman figure. I would give it, I suppose, a 5 out of 5 because you can't really go wrong with with Ultraman, especially just the original. Like, that's the only series I've seen, and it's simple design and easy to display. There's no tails or anything to worry about in your collection. Small stature. Yeah, there's really nothing wrong with this figure from what I can see. The only problem I have with it is that it's not very dynamic. Even if you like pose it, it's just like, meh. Like, that doesn't look very good, does it? So, yeah, I suppose that's the review. Anyway, it's a really good figure anyway. I would highly recommend it, especially because it's very cheap. So yeah, this is Gzilla 2010 signing off. See you later.